Anuj Puri is the chairman of the ANAROCK Group and now joins in on the show to give us all of the details. Thank you so much for taking time out. So let's, sort of have a crystal ball gaze and look into the year ahead, because it seems like there's very bullish notes coming in for the sector as a whole. But what's the situation on ground? Is demand still holding out as well as it has been, or has it simmered down?
First of all, very good morning to you and all your viewers, and season's greetings. It has been a phenomenal 2024. I've been in the industry for over 30 years. I haven't seen this kind of a year when the sun, moon, earth, stars, the truth, everything is aligned for real estate. So clearly from an office perspective, we are witnessing the highest ever since India's independence, the demand. Whilst office is a bad word in the Western world, and in India, we're seeing nearly 80 million square feet of office will get leased this calendar year, 2024. I mean, the previous high was about 65 million square feet. So it's not only just a marginal up from the previous high. We're saying from 65, it's going to 80 million square feet. And clearly, Bangalore has hit the ball out of the park, where they're really leading in terms of office leasing. Not only that, or even on the residential, if you were to look at it, 2023 was a very good year, calendar year, and we're hoping that 2024 is going to be 23% more sales than 2024 will be 23% more sales over 2023. So that's a very good situation. The demand continues to hold on. The demand is largely coming in more luxury, bigger apartments, lesser in the affordable, which is unfortunate. But clearly, the premium, luxury, ultra luxury are doing exceptionally well. Not only that, whether you take the industrial, warehousing, retail, data centers, everything, as I said at the start of my talk, is all aligned to all-time highs in 2024.
You expect this party to continue, because at the end of the day, it's about affordability, right? I mean, somebody would get up and say, "Bahut mehanga hai." We are not there yet, but we will reach there yet.
So, Nikunj, if that happens, definitely the party will stop. I'm 100% with you on this, is that if the prices continue to go up, and I do feel is that the prices are starting to moderate now. I mean, certainly the listed developers, if you were to speak with, they are moderating on the prices. They want the rally to continue. They want the demand. They want the momentum. They want the cash flows to continue. They want the debt to continue to pare down. They're not necessarily wanting to increase the price. But to answer your question, Nikunj, absolutely. If the price goes up, to me, that is the only concern. If the greed overtakes the fear, then you will have an issue in the momentum.
We are in a cycle where the supply will start increasing. Whatever construction started post-COVID, now the delivery will start. I can speak about Mumbai. I look here, I look there. Even if I start looking up now, I can see construction. Right? First, you have to look right, left, center. Construction was there. Now the buildings are so high that I have to look up and I can see buildings. What is your understanding of the supply which will hit the market in 2025?
So, Nikunj, definitely on paper, there is a ton of supply that is coming up. And you rightly said is, I would also take Mumbai as a base case, where there is a lot of supply on paper that is going to come up. My experience has been is that whilst on paper, it does look like that there is going to be an oversupply situation that is going to get built up for various reasons. This supply does not come up as per what the plan is. Whether it is regulatory, approvals, environmental, height clearances, etc., etc. It does, hold on the supply to come in as per schedule. If all the supply as per plan on paper was to take off, then Nikunj, it will mean all the aeroplanes are taking off at the same time, and then you may have, some casualties that are going to happen. But because the market is not as sort of mature and transparent that everything is going to get aligned at the same time, I do feel is that supply will get staggered, and hence you will be able to see is that the demand will continue to remain in excess of supply over the next couple of years. My worry is less, Nikunj, on supply coming up into the market. In fact, I do want more supply to come up. The reason is going back to our first point, because at this moment in time, demand is really outpacing the supply and unsold inventory is at its lowest ever. And that is when the prices start to climb up very quickly. So I do want more supply to come up so that the prices don't start to breach the affordability index of the buyer, and hence the party continues.
Anuj, you talked about how you're worried about if greed takes over and if prices grow, kind of go higher. Of course, there'll be a dip in the demand. But talk to me about the realizations right now. What does it stand on an average basis, and versus last year, how does it stack up?
So in terms of the price rise, it has been between 8 to 14% as an average across India. So, it has been outstripping the inflation. And that's where my fear is that at some stage, to Nikun's earlier point, is that if this continues with this kind of speed, it will overtake the increase in the salaries or the remuneration of the buyer. As a result of which, it will start to breach the affordability index. But on an average in India, across various categories, the price rise that we have seen from last year to this year is between 8 to 14%.
14% is quite stark, isn't it? Because real estate prices are not expected to jump up the way Nifty does, because Nifty gives a return of almost 12%, on a CAGR basis. So that's quite high. Wouldn't you agree?
I will just put it in perspective because, if you were to look at it just as an isolation for a year or 2 years, or even I will say is, from COVID to now, it looked like a very stark increase in the price. But I do want to point it out to you, to the viewers, is that from 2013 to 2019, the price rise was a mere 12%. So over this period of 6 years, you had a price rise of 12%. So it's actually on an average 2% price rise. So some of what we are seeing a price rise post-COVID and what we've seen from 23 to 24 is also a catch-up. I do feel is that catch-up has now sort of been done. And hence, we will have to be more mindful going forward in increasing of the prices. And that's why we've not seen the rally break, because this catch-up was happening from 2020 onwards for the price not to have gone up between 2013 to 2019. So on an average, if you were to look at it over an 11-year period, it's actually about 6% from 2013 to 2024 per annum if you were to take the larger period.
Okay. I want to go back to that supply part again. Have you done any numbers as to what kind of supply is hitting which market and where excesses are getting created and where we could be in for a supply glut?
I think there are a couple of markets, Nikunj, where we are concerned about the supply, and I'll cover both on the office and on the residential. Clearly on the resi and office, the first one that we are worried about is Hyderabad, where we believe is both on the office already there is a oversupply situation that has got created, and the second is the residential. I also feel is because of unlimited FSI and super great quality infrastructure that has been put into Hyderabad, that supply problem has started coming up in that city. So that's the first city that I would be really mindful of the office side and on the residential side. The second one is in NCR. Little bit of the speculator activity that has started happening in that market. Again, it is not amongst the listed guys, but the unlisted BC grade developers. I'm seeing some sort of variance of what we had earlier seen of speculators, not long-term investors, not investors, but speculators coming into the market. And that does create an oversupply situation, because artificially it shows that it has been sold, but actually it's not been sold. It's only been sold to a speculator. That's on the resi side, not on the office side. And on paper, as I said, is Mumbai, given the society redevelopment supply that is envisaged over the next 3-4 years, that there is an oversupply. But again, my thought is on the society redevelopment, by the time actually it is going to come up, that 3-4 years will get extended to 7-8 years.
Okay, point taken. On that note, we let you go. Thanks so much for joining us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.